Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay, good fellas. Today I have for you video, I think it's number 2. Yeah. Video number 2 on my, actually video number 3 on my Seaplane group belt, my Martin Mars, my A model, 1/72 scale. Okay fellas, right now she's getting ready to have her clothes on. I got the engines all painted up and everything. I got to install them last. The cowlings will come off. Everything is glued down on this model here. But the less cockpit, because I got a master cockpit, and the cockpit fits very snug. You can't see any parting lines on the fuselage because I checked it plenty of times. And so by checking and double checking and rechecking again, I made sure that there wasn't any ungodly seams from the fuselage and the canopy as it's knitted together. So I'll go ahead and mask that probably tonight and apply that tomorrow and go ahead and start airbrushing it. And get the engines all detailed out and get it mounted, put tissue in there. And last thing to do is assemble propellers and paint same. And so I should have this thing done by Thursday. So look out for the final reveal for the with Martin Mars. And such a big airplane. And anybody's interested in the Martin Mars on YouTube, there's a fellow named Kermit Weeks, known as Kermicam. This guy's got a lot of money, and he has a love for aviation. He buys all kinds of old vintage aircraft. He buys B-25s, B-24s, short Soylent, short Sunderlands. Now he just bought the Philippine Martin Mars from the Canadian Force Industries, which is known as the Philippine Mars. Now he did a 2-part special on it. It's a walk-around tour. And when he went inside that thing, I had a flashback, just like how it was when I was a kid, when I used to rumble around in the thing in flight. And he shows everything, no holds bar. I mean, everything. Now, when you guys look inside the fuselage of that thing, it puts you in mind of a ship, which it is. It's a ship with wings. That's all it is. It's a ship. It's got all kinds of hatches inside. You go through the wing roots. One thing good about the Martin Mars, there wasn't very many aircraft. I could probably name a few on my hands that I know of in America that what we have. With the aircraft that are self-efficient in flight, in case if you have an engine problem, like this of the Mars. If you had an oil leak inside number 2, 3, 4, one engine, whatever engine it may be, the pilot will feather that engine, call the flight engineer, go out and check out that engine, see what's going on. And he'll go right behind the flight deck. And he'll climb up a ladder and go through the wing route. And there's a kneeling board known as a catwalk. He can actually kneel and walk all the way on his hands and knees and go up into the engine well, the firewall panel, and pull out the firewall inspection panel and remove it and check out the engine, find out what leaks at. He can fix it in flight, close that panel door off, and because they got electric systems where you can call, talk to the pilot and everything, and he'll radio up to the pilot and says, I got it fixed. He had a loose union. Go ahead and fire up. Boom, boom, fire it up. The kid's up, the cockpit, in the pink, sir, in the pink. And so these are self-efficient. The Globemaster, the C-124, the P-36, Martin Mars. I'm trying to think of another aircraft. Yes, the C-133 Cargo Master, dubbed as the Weenie Wagon. Those are the only aircraft I know that we had that are self-efficient. They got all that idea from Glenn Martin when he built the Martin Mars. They think it was a very cool, good idea, which it was. Short of genius, to say the least. Okay, we'll take a look at the Caroline Mars. Philippine Mars, huh? Caroline Mars. I'm getting mixed up with Kermicam. There she is sitting in the Lazy Susan. I got it all primed and ready to go. It's nice and smooth. And I'm going to go ahead and add the glue to it is Humbrol Gloss number 15, which is a sea blue, a midnight sea blue, I think it is. I look at that color, and that color is spot on. It's not really dark sea blue like that of the Model Master, but here it is right here, gloss sea blue right there. It has a nice blue tinge to it. That's the same color what these things were. They had all different kind of sea blues. In 1945, they had the real dark sea blue, which looks like a non-specular sea blue, but it has a lot more black in it than green and blue, which makes a dark, a non-specular sea blue color. But after the war, they changed the colors, like in the Bobcats, Bearcats. They had painted almost like a midnight blue color. They're kind of a blue color, and so they always prove kind of blue. So the blues they experimented with are pretty close. Now this color here is right on. It's right on for this bird, and I'm gonna use that. I may have to buy another one. And now another thing too. I just found out. I went to Smitty's Hop Shop. I got a special treat to show you fellas. After we take a look at the Mars here, I went and got a couple of kits today, and they got a little news I want to tell you too. So we'll spread the thing around. I think it's so doggone big, fellas. The wingspan's 34 and 3/8 inches long. Now you know what's really cool? Get yourself a Mars like this 1/72 scale, and build yourself a 1/72 scale U-boat, or a Corvette, and have this thing up next to it. I'll have a diorama, have the Mars up right next to it. That shows you how big this thing was. And so big to rotate around, fellas, such a small space. But I think you guys get the general idea, you know. It's such a beautiful airplane. Glenn L. Martin, he was a very smart man. They always called him Mr. Big because he had big ideas. He had a fetish for flying boats. His first flying boat that he liked more than anything, outside the NC-4, was the Mariner, the PBM. That was one of his greatest achievements back in 1937-38 when it first came out. Then he decided, well, since then there'd be war, and flying boats are pretty much in the ballpark, is because they had an incredible range, more than that than your normal piston-powered aircraft, because they didn't have the range like the Mars did, and it didn't have the capacity of what these things could carry. These things carry up to 300 people a cinch. These were the 747s of the 1940s. Big airplane, 200-foot wingspan, huge, and it carries a lot of people. And Mr. Martin was going to design another one even bigger than this, almost the size of the Spruce Goose. I think he was going to call it the Jupiter, the Martin Jupiter. And that was never realized. That was actually, that design probably came out back in 1945. And he had that design. When the war came to an end, the government said, we don't need none of those. It says it looks very promising and very interesting on the blueprints, on the plans, but we'll keep the Mars for a while because it's doing such a good job. It served us well during the war. War's over now. I'm pretty sure we can use these things to bring back personnel from military zones back to the States, and from the States back to military zones, bring families in, bring cargo supplies, until better ideas to come up, which they did. They started building airports all over the world, and they had piston-powered aircraft that had almost the range. They did have the range equal to that of the Martin Mars, and it can fly there a lot quicker than the Mars. So that's the beginning process of the obsolete of the flying boats. So they become a victim of their time. And like Sandra Rose, the SR-45 Princess, which was a very beautiful flying boat. Much bigger than the Mars. Much bigger. Just a mere 20 feet bigger all around. And you had 3 such examples, and they were built at the wrong time, built back in the 1950s. And by the 1950s are coming, flying boats were on their way out. The only reason why they kept the Mars so long is it did such a good job of carrying a great sum of people and also supplies and cargo and medevacs and such. So with the advent of piston-powered aircraft and jets weren't thought of back then, back in '56, they were thought of, but I'm pretty sure the Dash 80 was probably pretty much on the agenda at the time, before 1958 when it first came out. But by 1956, the Martin Mars was stricken for the Naval Register and laid out for scrap until Canada Force Industries bought all 4 of them. 1 was lost during a Barrett fire, 2 in operation right now, and 1 he sold to Kermicam. That was a Philippine Mars. The Caroline Mars right here caught fire. I think it went to the Potomac River. But these things are flying gas stations. They have other gas in them. And fumes and everything, and they can cause a fire. I can remember we weren't allowed to smoke on that thing. I remember that. You always had your crew chase walking around so make sure no one smoked those cigarettes. No smoking at all. Because I remember you can smell the fuel in these things. They stunk. Sometimes it'll give you a headache. And but anyway, that's how much I got on this. Next step, I'm going to get her clothes on. I'm going to start painting her tomorrow. And get the engines installed tomorrow with the paint job. And we'll go back to the King George and get her shaking a little bit. And I'll probably get on the steamer pretty soon. And also, I've got the Denmark I get going, so I got a lot of stuff going, guys. So I'm trying to finish up what's on the plate, and here I am starting new projects. Okay, that's the conclusion of video number 3 for Amodel 1/72 scale Martin Mars JRM-1 flying boat, the ultimate flying boat of all flying boats. And Frankie Day, I want to show you guys something special. I went and seen Russ today. I haven't seen this man over 6 weeks. And he's kind of very happy that I'm alive. I tell you, yes sir, I'm very much alive. I survived. And I'm glad that you survived, Russ. And he says, yes, I have. He said, you came here at a pretty opportune time. I says, why, you got something new? He says, yep. I got 2 things new. In the beginning, about 2 of the day. You guys ain't gonna believe this. Yes, you will. Just the way this world operates. Today I got my stimulus check. I came home from work. I went to the bank to withdraw $5 out of my account so I can go just get me some get me some at the store. And he said, Frankie, your stimulus check came in. What? I don't think I was gonna get one of them. It's right here. So how much is it? Well, $1,200. I'll tell you what, keep 6 in the bank, I'll take 6 now. So, I did have 6 in my pocket. You know how that goes, guys. We're all kids at heart, but that keeps us in good shape. I bought 2 kits today at Smitty's. I bought this one. This is by Rodin Models, 1/32 scale. This is a Stearman Cadet, PT-17, I believe. And this is a very gorgeous kit, and I will do an inbox review on this and probably end building this thing. Maybe start building this thing tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, it's a very good kit, and I will do an inbox review on it. This is 1/32 scale, and it costs $51.99. It was retailed at $64.99, but Smitty said I'll let you have it for $50, Frank. I said okay, because he says this is a short run kit by them. He says, you know, that way he knocked a couple dollars off for me. You know, his business is hurting pretty bad because of the coronavirus shutdown we had. And so, you know, you gotta pay a lot so he'll be able to take a lot more off. But he still gives me a good break. Okay, number 2. This is scale 1/700 scale. This is the 5th series of the Montana class. This is the USS Louisiana. The USS Louisiana was the next battleship to be launched, but it was never constructed because the war come to an end. They don't need it anymore. And I think Montana was the same way. I think it was. I'm not too sure, but I think them two ships were there. The Montana was laid keel, but the construction was never finished on it because the war come to an end. So all that work they did to it, I guess they turned the razor blades back then. But anyway, this is scale 1/700. This is by a company, I don't know who it is. I've never heard of this company before. It's called Very Fine Technology Company Limited. Comes from, well, what do you expect? China. And I'll vow without buying nothing from them devils. But I bought it. So it looks nice right there. Get yourself a piece of wood, mount it on there. It comes in option, waterline or full hull. Choice is yours. So I got those two today. This thing retails for $57.79. Again, Russ let me have it for $50, so I spent $100 today. Now I got $500 on me now, so I'll take that, probably go grocery shopping, but get a few groceries around the house. And well, I got to buy some more model paint too. Russ told me that Model Master is going out of business now. They don't make no more Model Master paints. So, boy, now they're picking on us modelers now. Now they're trying to punish us now by taking a beautiful paint that we all love to have. So guys, get them while they're there, because once they're gone, they're gone. All that's left is Vallejo, Umbro, AK, that's about it I can think of. Maybe Gonzo Sanyo and Mr. Hobby paints, but we don't have them here in the States. We don't have none of those paints at all. But that's it. If worse gets worse, you got to get yourself a Federal Standard color chip sheet and mix your own paint. I don't know what's going on, fellas. I really don't know. Ever since this virus hit us, this whole world got worse than an upside down fruitcake. And everything's so confusing nowadays, it's like a sterile rabbit. Oh well, we gotta make the best what's there for us. So anyway, I'm happy, got my money today. I sure could use it when I got laid off, boys. I really could have. That's funny how life works. Just when you need it at the time of desperately, and next thing you know, it's not there. Now you're back to work making some money again, and that's it comes in. Oh well, I'm not complaining. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Okay, that's about all there is for tonight, guys, so stay tuned. Let's see. I'll have the final reveal for this for Thursday. I'm going to start painting her tonight. And if I get done with that, let it dry 24 hours. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the engines all done and props painted and get it all decaled and get the canopy all masked off. Airbrush same, which I'm going to do anyway, and put it in once it's all been masked down and shoot it all at once. And the last thing I'm going to be doing is put these little ones in there. I made some recess marks inside there, the holes that I drilled out, so these will fit flush. I already measured them. I took a sample piece out and made sure that these fit good in there, and they do. So I'm happy. Mars is happy. Okay, this is the conclusion of video number 3. I'd like to thank with Martin Mars, Amodel, my Seaplane group build. So anybody who wants to join in, I'm very, very pleased and very happy you will do so. And like I said, there's no time limit to this thing. Just join in when you feel like joining in. If you don't want to join in because you got other things going on, I understand, don't worry.